Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Welcome, guys. I've always thought about this. In this world of skepticism, of is Islam true or is Christianity true, the only way, the only tool we have out of all of this is our reason, our logic. Emotion is not going to clarify anything. Emotion is just going to make you choose one side. Okay? Which is, if you're fine with that, no problem. But if you use your emotion, you have a 50% chance of being wrong, at least. By the way, using emotion, any belief can be true. Because it doesn't need to make sense. When you're using your emotion, it doesn't need to make sense. I just like it. I don't care. Do you see? Now, reason on the other hand. Reason is you have thought about it. Okay? You have thought about it objectively without appealing to your emotion. Now, can your reasoning be wrong too? Yeah, it can be wrong. However, there's difference between reason and emotion in one very important step. On the basis of reason, you know you did the work. You thought about it. You tried to make it make sense. Even if you're wrong, you did the work. Okay? You have that at the back of your mind that I chose this consciously. Not because someone told me, not because I like it. I chose it because it makes sense. It's not contradictory. It's self-consistent. Okay? This is very important, guys. Always put that at the back of your mind. Your power, the only thing you have is your reason. If anybody tells you, by the way, you will find human reasoning potential in both religion, in Islam and in Christianity. You will find it. Some people will tell you, don't use your reason. Just listen to people. Bro, don't do that. Use your reason. Any religion you find yourself, make sure you are using your reason. Okay? Become a person of knowledge. Seek knowledge. The only way you can be, okay, now you may say anyone can just think about whatever. No. At least even then, no matter what, they thought about it. Okay? And they will be responsible for what they thought about. Okay? So because when you're reasoning, it becomes clear sometimes. And you talk to other people and you try to give them a chance for it to make sense. Okay? So in that way, you at least know that I tried. Okay? That's my whole point. Now, today we're going to be talking about a verse in the Bible. I don't normally talk about the Bible, okay? But someone asked this question in my last stream, and I wanted to clarify on what I meant. So in Psalm 82, verse 6, it says this: I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Okay? Now, this verse was quoted by Jesus later in the Gospel of John, where he says, is it not written in your law that I said, ye are gods? Okay? So basically, the whole idea is this. Some people in the Old Testament were called gods. Now, put that in the back of your mind. Very important point I'm going to make here. How we actually use our reasoning without even knowing. Whenever you see someone say something is clear, it's not clear. They have thought about it. So maybe they are relying on other people's thoughts. Okay? Now, we know there's only one God. That's the whole point of the Jewish faith. Okay? In the Old Testament, the whole point is that there's only one God, right? Shema Israel. Now, if we know this, that there's only one God, now, in the same Jewish book, now he's calling other people that ye are gods. So the people reading this, and by the way, one of the main confusion that always happens is that people think it was written in English. So there are some things that might be okay in other languages, but when you read it in English, it looks weird, right? On the one hand, you have a God that is supposed to be monotheistic. There's only one God, right? The God of Israel. And then the God of Israel, according to this, is saying that ye are gods. How does that fit in? This is where we use our reason. And that's what the people back then did, why they still said they are monotheists, not polytheists. Because the whole point is that a lot of people make mistake of saying, see, anywhere, this guy was called God, therefore he's God. Bro, no. First of all, I told you about the language, but pay attention to this. We know there's one God. Now we are seeing other people, they are called gods. So what do the normal human being do? They rationalize. They said, it has to be another meaning. It has to mean that something else. Because now you have other people that are gods. They are not really gods. Why? Because they are gods. They are calling them this God stuff. Not like really, they are gods. They are given authority. Okay, so basically these were the people that were in charge, like the priests, okay, in Israel, the priests and the judges and of the people. These people, they were the ones that were called gods. Now, does that mean that they are the God? Of course not, and that's the whole point I was making in that video. But I want you to get this. What did we do from? We know there's only one God, so everything we read has to make sense of that idea that there's one God. So whenever we see there's one God, the God of Israel, and then the God of Israel calls other people gods, we know that's not what he meant. Okay? Even if you are reading it from the English context, that's what you guys have done. Why you are not making an argument that all those people that were called gods were gods, really. You never made an argument, but when you see Jesus, which I will drive on to, when you see Jesus was called God or something like this, you think, he's God. Whereas when other people were called gods, literally, prior to that, you don't say that they are co-equal, co-eternal and all that stuff. You don't say it because you know they were given authority, okay? They were given authority. That's why they are referred to like that. Meaning they are the leader. They are divine. Even you can say someone is divine. Prophets are divine. The book, the scripture is divine. Divine does not mean that you are the God. That's what the whole point I was making. There's a difference between being called God in the divine sense and saying you are the God of Israel. Okay? So they are both divine, but one is divine because of the other. These gods that were called gods, they are not God in and of themselves. They were called gods by the God, giving them authority over the people. Okay? Now, if you use this English language, it looks weird. I'm telling you, it looks weird. Like, they are called gods. But in the Hebrew language, it's not the same. So no one ever was confused about this. So the people that the scripture was sent to, they were never confused. Wow, how are we gods? Then God said it was. No, they understood what was going on. That God, by definition, is self-sufficient. He's not God because of another. He's God in and of himself. Okay? That's the first one. Now, the second point I want to make is this, guys. Then Jesus, the same Jesus, was accused of calling himself God. And he quoted this same verse. He quoted this verse according to the Gospel of John anyway. And he said, why are you saying that I'm a blasphemer? When you guys were called gods, you didn't make that connection. That's what he was saying. That, see, you were called gods. You didn't say, we are the God. Hey, we are doing blasphemy. No. And me, I'm saying I'm the Son of God. And you are making a big deal out of it. That's in John 10:34, right? So the whole point is that, why are we making different interpretation? For one side, this is the same problem those Jews they made. Okay? That, I said I'm the Son of God. You are making a big deal out of it. When you guys were called gods, it's even stronger that you were called gods. I'm just saying I'm the Son of God and you're making a big deal. So the point I'm trying to show you guys is this. Everything revolves around monotheism. That's the whole point I talk about on this channel. Anyway, monotheism. Everything we're going to say has to come around this. The moment we are seeing other people and they are not the God, they cannot be the God. Simple. That is why any other being that is not the God is not the God. I know it sounds weird, but there's only one God, the God of Israel, and it's one. Okay? Now, if we find other people that we call gods, we rationalize it. We understand that doesn't mean that they are God, literally. It just means that they were given authority to be like the figure, to represent God to us, the common people. So the prophets, they have authority. They are closer to God than us. They are more related to God. That's why they can be called in that sense, in that language. Okay? No one will call their pastors or their priests gods now, in English especially. It sounds weird, but normally in other languages, that's the only term they have, probably for divine. So they call them gods. So I just wanted to clarify this, especially for the brother that asked me. So at the end of the day, do you see how we use our reasoning? Why the people that read that scripture never posited more than one God? Even though it is so clear that people were called gods. That you guys are gods. Like, imagine I told you, all of you in this room, you are gods. And then I said, there's only one God. Me. Okay? Does that mean you guys are not gods? Yeah. It means you are not gods in the literal sense. So, I hope you benefit from this video. So, see you guys later. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.